So I guess it's my biology teacher, really. If you have a good teacher, it changes everything, right? And it just so happened it was biology, and I loved animals anyway. And I knew from that moment on I wanted to do something in that field. Didn't know exactly what, but it led me to do a degree in biology. However, when you've got a degree in biology, there's not a lot of options really for you to do. I was actually at one point thinking about joining the police force, but decided I couldn't handle the paperwork. Fell into volunteering at the zoo, and I never really thought about zoos, never really liked zoos, to be honest. But Jersey was different in that it was first and foremost a conservation organisation, and that really opened my eyes to animals and animals in zoos and the potential for animals in zoos. And bear in mind I was in my early 20s at the time, and the freedom we had to work with stuff that nobody else on the planet was working with, and to see stuff that nobody else had seen. So one of those species we were working with at the time, called the mountain chicken. Not a chicken, it was a frog, actually the world's third largest frog, I think it is. It's about this kind of size, big hunky thing, from the island of Montserrat in the Caribbean. And I can remember one morning coming in and reviewing the overnight footage, because we'd leave the cameras running overnight, and we knew that this female had a foam nest, and we were hoping that there were tadpoles inside. And then I remember seeing this footage, and I remember seeing the female over the top of the nest, and literally thousands and thousands of eggs were being shot out her butt. There was a feeding frenzy of tadpoles behind. That's the only way I can describe it. Like dozens of tadpoles all fighting around her backside to catch the eggs as they were coming out. And it was just the most incredible. Nobody had ever seen anything like it. I'd never seen anything like it. And nobody on the planet, importantly, nobody on the planet had ever seen that before that moment apart from me. You can't come back from that. That changes your life. Yeah, I could never be a policeman after that. I got a phone call to ask whether I might be interested in moving all the way across the other side of the world to come and work at Auckland Zoo. But it wasn't until I got here and I saw the incredible potential of this place, and potential for taking zoo skills and save wildlife in the wild, that blew me away, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come. So the skills that we have been practicing, refining, perfecting for decades in zoos are now needed more than ever to save wildlife in the wild. But connecting people with wildlife here on site is arguably the most impactful thing we can do. So behind me we've got the new primate habitat area for orang, siamang and hopefully other primate species. Beyond that there's the new habitat for tigers and otters, and perhaps most excitingly for me, we've got our swamp forest habitat, which is going to be under a massive tropical dome, and that's going to have sundagarial crocodiles, freshwater fish species and freshwater turtles. It's going to be incredible. Orangs obviously spend most of their lives in the trees, and so key to getting the right design here is giving them opportunities to stay off the ground and feel comfortable off the ground. And behind me you'll see already what we call the Canopy Climbers, the metal structures starting to get hidden within natural planting. And the ultimate aim is to have this network of canopy climber structures that will take them right out over the zoo, right out over Central Lake, over to the new restaurant, and just provides them with a unique variety of experiences. So not only does it give the animals a very natural and comfortable place to hang out and move around, but it also gives our visitors a really unique perspective on the animals that's not dissimilar to how they would see them in the wild. The power of a good zoo to get people to empathise with wildlife is incredible. What you get from a visit to the zoo is the sense of scale. If you stood next to an elephant, is the smell, is the social aspect of being with people as well. And it puts you in a unique place coming to a zoo to connect with wildlife and to understand the importance of it. In my mind, the ideal zoo is at the heart of any community. We exist because of the trust and the love of the people that come to our zoo, and we are incredibly grateful for that, and we depend on them not just to visit the zoo but also to take on our message and to do their bit, because without them we aren't going to create the massive change needed to turn things around. So the power of the advocacy role, the conservation breeding, the conservation research, all together means that a good modern zoo is more relevant than ever. Zoos on their own are not going to save wildlife and save this planet, but the people that visit zoos, the people that connect with good zoos, will.